Setunakan Kimbilan zambi anjoa Mizoku sambuan. Yes, so we pray together with we lay down on the ground and pray to the Most High and lament, cried out to the Most High. And the Most High heard us. And this Sunday, we're going to continue. Like I told you guys, I'm still working on the tabernacle. I told you guys that we're gonna do very soon. We're gonna bring this tabernacle into a room, and this room will also have his soldiers, spiritual soldiers there. It will be sometimes a mixture between English and Portuguese or English and Lingala. But yeah, we're gonna have an assembly with multiple people. Just today, I went there to look at the room again, to put some things right, and to talk to some people that to some members that gonna work with us there and pray with us. So the Most High is really helping and working. So we're gonna have our assembly here. Told you guys, if you can also support for the assembly. It would be nice. Yeah, that's the news. On Sunday, this Sunday, it's tomorrow, we're gonna continue with our prayers. Yeah, we're gonna continue with our prayers. So in this prayers, we're gonna go a little deeper. That's why I told you guys, come with the earth. Yeah, come with the earth. This earth is very important because we're gonna wear earth and old clothing, maybe. Because it can be that you have to sleep with the earth, or maybe put the earth later, because it depends on your time there where you are. So I'm gonna show you how it works, right? The effect of earth is very strong. Earth is the element of our body. It heals, it purifies, so it also opens powers in our bodies. So the earth is very, very important, and I'm going to show you how to use this. The old clothing is for this. It's like sack. This would be like a sack clothing. Sack clothing was used also for our people to cry out to the Most High as a sign of poverty and humiliation. And the rest of it will be taught tomorrow. Especially this clay normally must be also eaten. For people that are really that have inner bleedings or problems in their body, they have to eat it. Yeah, they have to make a clay out of it. Yeah, to eat this clump. Everyone knows that Yiseka'yah, for example, he healed with earth. So we're gonna learn all this tomorrow. Today we're gonna read some things, secrets in the scriptures about our creation. And yeah, here we are. I would like to you guys also to interact. If you know something that the Most High is revealing you to that what we are reading, you can say something. and bless us with your with the things that the Most High have revealed to you. Can you read that?
Sure. Who named everything? The names of the animals were not the only inheritance handed down by Adam to the generations after him, for mankind owes all crafts to him, especially the art of writing, and he was the inventor of all the 70 languages. And still another task he accomplished for his descendants. Congo showed Adam the whole earth, and Adam designed what places were to be settled later by men and what places were to remain waste.
So these informations are all found in the Apocrypha. The most of the informations that I come with I found in the Apocrypha books that were taken out from the Bible. And as you can see, Adam was the one, naming the animals and putting the foundation and places and naming all this. So Adam was the highest authority here on earth. He was God here on earth. And this is something that the most of our people do not really know, because we came from Adam. We came from Adam. So we are supposed to have the same power. There was a war that happened, and
Back.
After that war, the enemy took the key, and this key that were taken, we had to get it back, and this is what was said to later the New Testament, that where they say that Yiseka'yah took the key back, and stuff like that. But if this is completely true, we don't know. But in the beginning was Adam. That is a fact. Okay.
Angels are servants for everyone. And as the angels ministered to his wants, so also the animals. They were wholly under his dominion, and their food they took out of his hand and out of Eve's. In all respects, the animal world had a different relation to Adam from the relation to his descendants. Not only did they know the language of man, but they respected the image of Congo, and they feared the first human couple, all of which changed into the opposite after the fall of man.
So as you can see, even the angels ministered unto him, and according to history, there was one angel, he rebelled. He said, no, why should I bow down in front of men? The Most High is the only one that can tell me something. And he took 1/3 of the angels to fight the Son of Man, to fight God, which is Adam. And still today we are fighting against this angel, this cherubim. So the animals could speak, brothers and sisters. The animals spoke to us, and we had a relationship with them, okay? And we feed the animals, and we also had a relationship with the angels. So the angels are our servants. Because today people believe and think that angels are superior than men. which is a lie, because we are still coming from Adam, right? And those who knows this, the evil ones, they are taking this kind of things for an advantage because they're using the angels to do that what they want to do. The angels, they built Jerusalem, they built the temples through the angels, which are spirits, yeah. You can receive knowledge and many other things, yeah, come from the spiritual room through the angels, brothers and sisters. Okay, so and Christians do really ignore that part, that angels are mediators, yeah. When you want to speak to the Most High, you have to speak to the angels first. You have to pass them first, and they have names. There is a hierarchy, yeah, of angels, yeah, that will mediate, communicate with each other, so that they will bring them, so that they can bring the message to the superior being. Yeah, knowledge comes from them, power of doing miracles or building, or all the wisdom. And this is how we lost the connection later to the angels, by now having a relationship directly to one man, which can't help. He does not help, really not. Then to have the connection with the angels, or forefather, which also are angels, because the Most High said, if you make it on earth, you will become an angel. This is the secret behind being an angel. It's just a servant, yeah, from the Most High that that made it a star, yeah, that made it in this world, or that are now supposed to be an angel Most High and represent him as an angel, before he can be also be representing him on earth as a human. The same angel can be sent down to earth to become a human and represent the Most High. So
The Spirit teaches all who ask. I desire not, but that thou shouldest teach me the whole of the Torah. The frog assented, and he did indeed teach him the whole of the Torah, and 70 languages of men besides. His method was to write a few words upon a scrap of paper, which he had his pupil swallow. Thus he acquired not alone the Torah and the 70 tongues, but also the language of the beasts and birds. Thereupon the frog spoke to the wife of Rabbi Hanina.
exactly. So like I told you guys, humans become angels. That's why you have in the scripture saying that, be aware, it can be someone that knocking on your door, a friend visiting you, and it can be also, and he can also be an angel, right? In the same way, spirit speaks. The spirit can go to an animal and speak. The spirit can go to the trees. Yeah, now the trees will show you a sign, yeah, and should tell you something that the Most High through the angels wants to tell you, yeah. And this is also something that today many of our people ignore, because the Most High said very clear, if 2 or 3 are together, we have to hear from the Most High. Even in the book of Revelation, he said it very clear that hear and listen to the spirit of the assembly, what he says, yeah. And because many of our people in the diaspora, we are not so familiar with the spirit saying something, we we are waiting to start hearing now from the spirit, yeah, what the spirit tells us, like each assembly yeah, or each day where we are having our prayers or healings, or or when each one of us is going for confession, baptism, yeah, anointing, depends on what, but the Spirit must be involved to tell us about our past and our future, to tell us about our fights that we have, and uh, so that we can purify ourselves and our families and our ways, and follow the right path of the Most High. So the Spirit must be involved. So the Spirit teaches everyone who asks for it. And it can't be that a church or an assembly just hears from the physical word, teaching physically, but do never hear something from the spiritual world. That's not really okay, because the spiritual world leads the physical word. You have to hear from the spiritual world to move forward, and so that your assembly or you yourself as a human can grow. Okay.
The land is divided to all nations. Thus were divided 104 lands and 99 islands among 72 nations, each with a language of its own, using 16 different sets of characters for writing. To Japheth were allotted 44 lands, 33 islands, 22 languages, and 5 kinds of writing. Ham received 34 lands, 33 islands, 24 languages, and 5 kinds of writing. And Shem, 26 lands, 33 islands, and 26 languages, and 6 kinds of writing. One set of written characters more to Shem than to either of his brothers, the extra set being the Hebrew.
Okay, as we could read, the Most High separated the sons of Noah. They must be 3, yeah, because all good things are 3. In the spiritual world of the Most High, the most of the things are 3, brothers and sisters. You have to know that, yeah, because we have people that are taking just some of the brothers out of the Bible. I don't know why. Some people became now more than the scriptures. They mean they have to deceive us even more than we are already deceived. But anyway, the nations were divided, each one with each languages, yeah, and characters, yeah, and islands, yeah, and this is something that we have to know. And the father of Shem today is, this is where we come from. But you have to know that Shem also had other Semitic brothers that came out from them, from Abraham. Then we had Isaac, and then Jacob. But we had in this lineage, we had also brothers like Ishmael and Esau. They were also Semitic, but the Most High did not accept them, and they're also Shemites. So when a Muslim in the Arabia today, not all of them are, but some of them, if they start saying that they are Shemites, or some of the people in the Japhetic areas, because Esau went to the north, to the Caucasus Mountains, then we have to know that it is true that they are Shemites. So all these kind of things are just dividing us. It's the same as if people start talking about Ham, or the same if people start talking about the 12 tribes, because as you can see, we had much more than 12 tribes. But people will understand this thing with the 12 tribe later even a little bit better, because this goes more to the 12 sons that comes through Jacob. Yeah. Then we're gonna understand it a little bit better, yeah, than with the 12 tribes, because there are more than 12 tribes in the Bantu and in all over Africa, and there were more than 12 tribes all over the world. Now, okay. Do we have some questions before we continue? Okay, great.
All wisdom from the chosen people. Upon the entrance of Noah, Congo sent down the angel Raphael, who banished 9/10 of the unclean spirits from the earth, leaving but 1/10 for Mestema to punish sinners through them. Raphael, supported by the chief of the unclean spirits at that time, revealed to Noah all the remedies residing in plants that he might resort to them at need. Noah recorded them in a book, which he transmitted to his son Shem. This is the source to which we go back, all the medical books, whence the wise men of India, Aram, Macedonia, and Egypt draw their knowledge. The sages of India devoted themselves particularly to the study of curative trees and spices. The Arameans were well versed in the knowledge of the property of grains and seeds, and they translated old medical books into their language. The wise men of Macedonia were the first to apply medical knowledge, particularly while the Egyptians sought to effect cures by means of magic arts and by the means of astrology. And they took the midrash of the Chaldeans, composed by Kangar, the son of the son of Kasib. Medical skill spread further and further until the time of, I don't know that person's name, Arcupius, the Macedonian sage, accompanied by 40. And then he goes on. Learned musicians journeyed from country to country until they came to the land beyond India, into the direction of paradise. They hoped there to find some wood in the tree of life, and thus spread their fame abroad over the world. Their hope was frustrated. When they arrived at the spot, they found healing trees and wood of the tree of life, but when they were in the act of stretching forth their hands to gather what they desired, lightning darted out of the ever-turning sword, smote them to the ground, and they were burnt. With them disappeared all knowledge of medicine, and it did not revive until the time of the first Artaxerxes, under the Macedonian sage Hippocrates, Discordius and Baala, Galen and Saphator, and the Hebrew Asaph. All countries have their own angel and language.
Okay, from what we can understand here is that the Most High himself, he teaches our people, you know, how to use plants, woods, how to, you know, cure with water, earth, fire, wind, you know. And later, while our people wrote those kind of things down, it was given to people in India. As you can see today, if you go to India, they have a huge library of healing. They have, you know, great medicine in India. Did you ever hear about African medicine or African American medicine? I don't think so, you know. But you can hear about Indian medicine, European medicine. You will hear about what else? No, there's not something like Chinese medicine, exactly. Yeah. So in the time of Alexander and these Greeks, and the people from you know, there, Mesopotamia, there, the places, Middle East, up there. These people, yeah, they learned everything from our forefathers. They now start to translate our books. Yeah, they started to translate our books. Let me just go to one Bible verse to show you guys. The book of Esther 8 and 9. And then you can see by yourself. Okay.
Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month, that is the month Sivan, and the 23rd day thereof, and it was written according to all the Mordecai commanded unto the Jews and unto the lieutenants and the deputies and the rulers of the provinces which are from India unto Ethiopia, and 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing and according to their language.
As you can see, one landmass, and from India up to Africa, this is where the Hamitic, the Japhetic, and us, our people, somewhere there. Yeah, this is where we lived. And everyone with his language and skills and knowledge. Yes. So, and what happened? The people learned so much from the angels. They learned so much from the angels about medicine, about, you know, building swords, etc., etc. After that, they started to come down, yeah, near the, you know, the promised place of the Most High, the garden, and the Most High starts telling them, stop here, not further. Yeah, you can't come nearer. The most important thing is that all this shows us that spirituality must be, how can I say, spirituality, it must be rituals. Rituals must be done so that you can receive knowledge. Yeah, rituals must be done so that you can receive knowledge, and you need scribes and people that understand what the Spirit says so that it can be written down, and then it must be practiced. There's nothing new under the sun. Yeah, and this is where we go. I'm doing all these teachings about the angels and all these kind of things for a reason. When you if you guys know my background, like the Tokwis background, Kimbangis background, or even the Congo background of the Congo spirituality from our forefathers, from the Levites, you're gonna know and understand that we always communicated with the angels. The angels are the one that made Yiseka'yah to turn water to wine, so that he could walk over water, healing, speaking to the animals, prophesying, okay, building our kingdoms, you know, alchemy, medicine, science. Now, the problem is that we were disconnected, and wrong questions was starting to people starting to ask wrong questions, and the Spirit became limited. Limited means what? The Spirit now, if you start asking, will not tell you like it was before in the ancient of days. My mom was always telling me the Spirit today will just tell you a little things like what is happening around your life. But before that, the spirit will tell you clear, yeah, through a man, through a human, okay, that and that will happen in your life, yeah, and it happened exactly how the spirit told you. You will marry this and this man, and it will exactly happen like that, okay? And the spirit never comes and tells you bad things, yeah? And he has always an answer for every question and solution for every problem. And all this kind of things is not, it's not the same no more. So this pure spirit, this is what we are searching for, to come back in the midst of us to teach us again. This is the only way to get power, to get back into power. Okay, some questions here? No? Okay, good.
It was on this occasion that Congo and the 70 angels that surrounded his throne cast lots concerning the various nations. Each angel received a nation, and Israel fell to the lot of Congo. To every nation a peculiar language was assigned, Hebrew being reserved for Israel, the language made use of by Congo at the creation of the world.
So it's definitely not Hebrew, brothers and sisters. It can be a Kikongo or another African language, yeah, that gave birth to other languages. But every nation had his language. Every nation had his language. And the most important is that there were angels that, you know, are representative for each nation, brothers and sisters. And it's very, very important. Yeah. So all this kind of angels, brothers and sisters, that are also protecting us and our families and our tribes and our gardens. Where are they? Where are they? Why can't we see them? Why can't we connect? Why do we not know them? But if you go to India, if you go to China, if you go to the Europeans, I don't want to go deeper, it's not really a teaching, we are an assembly. Then you can see that they name all the demons, all their angels, they know all of them by name. Really? They do. Yeah. Have you never, who have researched that? Brother Trey? Brother Trey, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm on my phone because I'm working. But yeah, so I actually have researched this, and the one thing that I'm understanding, you know, when he said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge," okay, and he said, "If you reject knowledge, I shall reject thee." So essentially, why we don't know this any longer is because the angels have been given the order. When we went into captivity and we were sent into to be scattered, and we were sent into our enslavement, it was that portion where it says where we would no longer know the Most High, but we would know of the other nations, angels, and ways and stuff like that. And so the reason why we could not connect is because, like you said, the Most High turned his back. So now the awakening or the knowledge of what we are receiving now is because now that the Tatanzami has turned his face around, okay, this is what allows us to reconnect. And this is what they don't want. So, of course, they continue to do their best to run interference and you have to remove these blockages that have been put in place for 400 years. And so essentially, you know, they know who they worship. They know their gods in secret. For the, you know, they keep the sheep asleep, of course, but they know who they worship in secret in Christianity and Islam and all these other religions. We were not meant to know that, because what that does is it then gives us the ability to now have dominion again, and they don't want that. For us to have dominion as Bantu, as Benin Congo, that is a problem for those who now sit, you know, where they are today. And so essentially, it is in their favor to withhold information from us and the knowledge. And that's why, as Tanzami said, that's why he had to be the one to bring us out, because he is the one that has all the knowledge. He's the one with everything, that he knows it all. He understands everything about us, and he knows what we need to know to be in his way. And so in order to do that requires us to have the knowledge of our angels. It requires us to have the knowledge of our ways. It requires us to be reconnected to the way of the Most High. And essentially, that is what he said, you know, in scripture, seeking a way back to the, it talks about we'll come crying, seeking our way. Well, that's what we're in the process of doing. And of course, he has now put people in place that have, is bringing that about. And that's where you start to get a lot of the issues as far as, you know, those who are running their interference or whatnot. But essentially, you know, yeah, when I was watching this guy, and it's funny because in the Indian culture, there were things that he was talking about that was our way. So like you could tell, it's like, but it's all about, like the Most High says, he's doing the things that we would do, but they're communicating with a different God. So he's going through all the rituals, you know, like similar to Bantu rituals, but what is he communicating with? He's talking to a different God. He's talking to their God. And he said that's where the knowledge plays a role against us, is that they don't want us to know how to do this anymore, because then the earth and everything changes. The creation changes. Our knowledge, our state of mind changes.
It's like not that they really do not want us to know. The thing is, if you do that according to our Father, you know, it's not everything witchcraft what they do. Yeah, the most of the things that the humans do is just magic. Like you could see there, it's written there that they do magic, they practice magic, and not all magic is witchcraft, is evil. Yeah. What can we call the healings of Yiseka'yah? It was magical. Yeah, the healing, the fight of Elijah, bringing fire from heaven. It's magical. It's not evil, but our people are disconnected to the spiritual world, which became an abomination, because it is like you're going against the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is that what you call witchcraft today. Yeah, which is what you call magic, because the people started to bewitch it and calling it evil. Healing, knowledge in science and all this. And this is why we have to go back, because the nations are doing it all the time. Yeah, yes, like our elder has said, they're connecting to their gods, and their gods, according to that what their forefathers have, blessings are given it to them. And this is how they have created their countries, their lands, and everything else. Yeah. I think I have to show you guys how, I think everyone can Google it by themselves. The gods of India, how many they have, or if you know Shiva, or if you go to the China, Sun Wukong and all the, and if you go to the Christians, then you're gonna see Lilith. If you go to the Muslims, you see Azrael and all of them. So they name them all. They have all the names. They know exactly if I want to receive money, I will go to that angel and that angel will give me cash. Okay? And we as Black people, yeah, now to be rude, to whom will you pray, yeah, to receive something? You will say that you will pray to the Most High. But according to Adam, even you have to connect to the angels, because the Most High give it to them and they have to bring it to you. So you need the key to every gate to reach his place.
So then
And
all this,
these are the secrets that are still hidden from us, but it's not really hidden because the Levites, there are some people that know. The only thing is they do not really practice as well because they have still Christianity mixed with our spirituality, which is always a no-go to some things that we want to know, yeah, because we are still mediating Jesus. We are still mediating Jesus, but I will tell you guys, and I will tell you all the time, I have never heard in my life Jesus opening his mouth in spirit. Never. I never heard that. You can hear Abraham, you can hear all the angels. You will hear from the prophets that even came before here in the ancient days, but I never heard. I heard Jeremiah, I heard Nehemiah, I heard Jeremiah, Isaiah, but I never heard Jesus in my life, never. But look, let me show you this Bible verses, because people, you guys have to know, we have to go back there. We have to relearn these ways. If someone start telling me, yeah, that he knows the Most High, first he has to tell me what the Most High told him in spirit. Why do you know the Most High? What did he tell you? What is the message that he gave you to bring to us? This is what every prophet comes with a mission and tells you, my mission, this is what the Most High told me to do for our people. Like he did, like he said to Aaron, to Moses, like he said to Abraham, yeah, like he said to Isaiah or Jeremiah, he gave them a mission, and this mission was for the people. Where is the message for the people that that came from the heavens? Yeah. Now, let us understand that with the angels a little bit better. Let us go to John. Yeah, this is the New Testament. 1:50 to 51, right? Yes.
Yesiah answered him, because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree. Do you believe? You will see greater things than these. And he said to him, truly, truly, I say to you, you will see heaven open and the angels of Zombie ascending and descending of the Son of Man, on the Son of Man.
And this is the connection, yeah, that we need. Exactly that connection must be done again, the umbilically cord connection, yeah?
Right.
We must be connected again, yeah? And how? By doing rituals and the righteous feasts and worship, singing, yeah, and practicing and hearing that what we are receiving and writing it down. And this is how we're gonna receive our having our holy books again, knowing about the natures, the animals, how to treat them, how to get our things from the earth and using it for our benefits, our woods, our stones, yeah, our waters, yeah. And this is how we gonna be connected again to the Most High. And we can also call it reconnecting to the fathers, to the forefathers. So without the angels, you can't do anything. There's no Most High without angels. Yeah. So Yesaya said, hey, you guys will see the spirits coming up and down to me. This is how I will act and heal and walk over water and do miracles and speak spiritually, prophetic. So your angel that you have, yeah, that is also in heaven, saying to the Father, this is what this brother is doing, this is what this sister is doing. That angel must be now connecting. It's in my room. Okay, I have no the charger. Sorry, I didn't see that. This angel now must be open again spiritually. He must be strong in us again. So the flesh must be must become weak. Our fleshly lives, our flesh must become weak, and our spiritual body, our spirit inside of us must become stronger, which is our angel. He must become stronger. And this happens only if we fast, if we mourn, if we sing, if we are in an assembly. Okay. If we are in an assembly where they allow the Spirit of the Most High to work. In many of the churches today, if they pray and they really pray, and one or two people are there, they're sensible to the spiritual world, they may receive the Spirit. But because the assembly or the church where they are into, they do not want this Spirit to speak, they will fight the Spirit. They will tell the Spirit to not appear, to not, to not do his work. This is how we have a lot of people in the West and many, many other places. They are sensible to the Holy Spirit, you will see, but the Spirit will not speak, or if it speaks, the leaders or the people in the church will not allow it to speak. And this is very dangerous and very bad. And this is how you see how deceived many from us are, because the occult leaders, the real church leaders, they have their secret rooms, the secret places where they invoke now some spirits to come to speak. But you yourself, if you see that the Most High wants to come, because he said, if you're in front of judges or if you're in front of problems, don't say anything. I will speak out of you. So they don't want the Most High to speak. They don't want you to heal, to find out that you can also help and heal, that you can also speak prophetic, that you can also see things. They don't want this God in you to awake. And this is the fall of our people, brothers and sisters. As long we still worship the Most High superficial, without any spirit, we will never reach the heaven, let's say the powers of the Most High. We believe in the Most High, but we do not believe in his powers, which is in us. Let me show you another Bible verse that shows you exactly that it is important for us to reconnect, brothers and sisters. And many people fear. I can even hear from teachers, Master, why do you teach spirituality? People are not ready. The people in America, they shouldn't hear that. They hear this. Many people are telling me those kind of things. And I say, if I do not teach those kind of things, who will? Yeah, who will? And the Most High says that my people are lacking on knowledge. And knowledge is what comes from the spiritual world, from the spirit. So you can tell me that we have to stay like that without knowing exactly how to invoke, how to pray, who we are, what to, what to do if the spirit comes. So we have to learn all these kind of things. This is the only way how we can get strong as we were in the old days, brothers and sisters. So that's the dream.
And he dreamed, and behold, there was a ladder set up on earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of Nzambi were ascending and descending on it.
This is the secret. Yeah. Even the languages that we speak comes from the angels, brothers and sisters. And we as Adamites, we have to control them, brothers and sisters. Look, let me just show you something. The infernal names here, you can see here, they have names for every devil. So now, if, here, evil demon baby names, even baby names, demon names from theology, mythology, and fiction. So they know exactly Turkish origin, Christian origin, Greek origin, European origin, Abuzu, Achilles, Adramesh, Agaris, Al-Ana, Alastor, Astar. So brothers and sisters, if you pray, these people, they know exactly, you are Astanos, you are Barbatos, you are Barbas, you are Balaam, because the spirits don't die. That's why we need the knowledge of the Levites, brothers and sisters. What the world calls evil. And the Most High say, this is the spirit that the whole world will not receive because they don't know it. It's a secret that the Most High put out there for people not to know this spirit. It's not like you go to the Sangoma and they start invoking their fathers that came before. Oh, here's your grandma, here's your grandchild that died 2 days ago. Hey, here she's coming back. This is not the same. You see? And this is where spirituality divides itself, brothers and sisters. People will start now calling it evil, but there's a difference, a huge difference between all the spirituality of the whole world. There you will find in Africa people using drugs, alcohol, so that they can mediate with the spirits, and also doing necromancy like the nations do all the time. Yeah. But who does necromancy? Who have mediums? No one of us. So what is the other way? Brothers and sisters, I don't know if I ever told you the story about my life when I was in the room full of humans, students and professors, and that's what I saw there. These people dancing like Egyptians, using drugs, using instruments, music, communicating having names of angels, and having perfume, having water, having, I'm like, wow. But because I come from a turquoise background, because I come from a spiritual background, I understood. I'm like, oh my goodness. Now I know these people want to, they want to kill me. They want to make me smart. They want to make me one of them. And they said it. Look here and here. And they knew they prophesied. They had the gifts of hearing everything what I want before I even open my mouth. This is what you want? This is what you want? Is it that? I was like, how can they know what I'm thinking? They could see, oh, yeah, your mom, she's doing this now. Ooh, do you know how we kill people? Do you know? I said, how do you do? Yeah, it's very easy. People can die in sleep. Then people can die by an accident. Oh, yeah, so can come to kill you. Yeah, I was far, Sister Kim. I was far. I was there. I saw with my own eyes. So, with another word, yeah, the same way they act is the same way the Most High works. When you go to when you go to the book of what is the book? Jeremiah 20. If we go to Jeremiah 20 for an example, yeah. I will just show it to you guys. The person that understands, he will understand forever. The person that will not understand, may the Most High give him understanding to understand these secrets. Jeremiah the prophet, yeah? Okay. Let's start by verse 7, right? So, now he said, oh, Tatanzambi, you have deceived me. So how can the Most High deceive a prophet? Because a prophet will never say, yeah, I want to become a prophet. Like it is today. Yeah? A prophet would never say, like the most of the people, give me your anointing, Masa. Masa, I want to become like you. Many. And Masa is like, no, me, myself, I hate my job. There is no money behind it. There is nothing behind it. Yeah, it's a gift. But I was also deceived.
Tempo is not well.
I was also deceived the same way. What is the deceiving there? The problem was the Most High could never come and say, I am the Most High without showing me first that there is evil in this world. Okay? What did he do with Yiseka'yah? He took him up to the mountain. Please, can you unmute yourself, please? So he took it up to the mountain and said, do you want this world? What do you want? I give you cars, women's, and this happened to me 3 times, by the way, 3 times, brothers and sisters. They wanted to give me everything what is in the world, but I said always no. Yeah, and for people today to say it's not the truth, my moms know it very well. When the GSG9 came to my house, my uncles and all of them, the people in Germany, they know very well what happened to me. Even white dudes today that have changed, they will testify. This happened to me. Yeah, this is my history. But why did the Most High show it to me? Because he showed, look what they do. They invoke, they receive, they know Satan, they know the devils, angels, etc., etc. I went to Christianity and they start hiding. Oh yeah, Masa, don't show anyone how to heal. Don't show anyone how we put hands on people, how we, because it's the Most High is talking about sealing our people. He said we have to seal and clean them up. If someone of you is sick, if someone of you needs help, call the elders, wash them with hyssop, yeah, make them to become a new person. The church is like, no, let them come to us, you know? Yeah, let them come to us. And when they come to us, now you can receive healing, but you can receive help, etc., etc., you know? And I was like, I don't think this is my way. Yeah, because I came out of this way here. The Most High deceived me, and I was deceived. He was stronger, and I prevailed. I have become a laughingstock. Everyone mocks me. For whenever I speak, I cry out, shout violence and destruction. For the word of the Most High has become for me a reproach and a derision all day long. If I say I will not mention him or speak anymore in his name, there is in my heart as it were burning fire, that shut up my bones, and I'm very withholding it, and I cannot, for I hear whispering of the people that I was with. Terror is every side because I'm speaking prophetic, and that's saying that things will happen, people will be destroyed, and Babylon will be destroyed. You have to repent, and they never heard it before. And they say, denounce him. Let us denounce him. Okay? Say, oh, my close friends watching for my fall. So everyone is like, when will he change? When will he fall? When will, and the devil is tempting. Yeah. And the Most High is just watching, will he obey or not? This is a prophet. There's no prophet that comes to this world or a servant, every one of us, that has no problems, brothers and sisters. You have to be tempted and you will receive a lot of problems. Everyone that wants to work and puts the Most High's name in his mouth, yeah, and wants to become big in this awakening, have to serve the others and has to suffer for all of us. You will suffer automatically if you love the Most High, so that we can receive the bigger thing, which is the freedom of our people and maybe also the other nations and the whole universe, because we are in captivity. And to see that, we're going to go to another Bible verse that will show us exactly what I say, brothers and sisters. It's 1 Corinthians 6:3. Yes.
Do you not know that we are to judge angels? How much more than matters pertaining to this life?
Yeah, you can start from here.
Okay. Or do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if the world is to be judged by you, are you incompetent to try trivial cases? Do you not know that we are to judge angels? How much more then matters pertaining to this life?
You see? And this is what the most of the people are laughing at when I said that the human is also an Maliki, yeah? Because these demon names, yeah, these are the spiritual names of the bodies of the wicked people today, yeah, ruling this earth, brothers and sisters. And we are also celestial beings, yeah? And all these angels that came down, they must worship us. They must hear that what we say and do what we want. And this is the key to close everything that is on earth so that it will be closed in heaven. He's talking about the angels, the sins, the blessings. We are supposed to close and say, you guys here, that what you have done, you will never receive again. Or to open, brothers and sisters. Every one of you is a teacher, is a priest, according to the father Adam, every one of you is a God and is able to, to do things. Yeah. And this is missing. And our fathers, like my mother, in the time, when I say something, our fathers, in the time of my mother, my father, and let's say my grandmother, they saw the spirit still moving in the time that when the Portuguese in the 890 in the early 900th century, right? My grandmother and all them, they saw trees bleeding. They saw people still had the powers to disappear. They saw people still had the powers to speak different kind of languages, to heal, to walk over water. We had this young man that split the water in the Nzadi River so that they passed when they had war in the north of Angola. So they saw a lot of miracles. They could knock on the door and speak to people that are far away spiritually. Now, can you imagine how it was before? Like in the 1800s, in the 1700s, these people were angels. That's why they were called the kingdom of the angels. You see? But today, we have no power. Yeah, we have no power. People are thinking that only Jesus, only Abraham, only Isaiah had power. But this is a lie. Our forefathers that went to slavery, these people had superpowers. And it was never called witchcraft, brothers and sisters. Because the angels obeyed. The problem of an angel is what? He has to obey. He has to do what the humans say. Now, this is why my mother always say, it is better to live. Yeah, the spiritual world, even if it's rules over the physical world, if you're a man, a human from the Most High in the physical world, you can also tell the spiritual world to do that what you want them to do. It's a Congo, it's a circle. You go from here and become spirit. So Masa, I remember Masa, a teacher, Masa was helping people who will conquer. Now, we're gonna fight against the Russians. We pray, and boom! Master's warrior spirit tells us, you guys have to build this, here and that place. They will come and, this is our spirituality. So Master, a mediator, telling people on earth, you have to prepare like that so that you can go to war. But Master's no more there. You see? And one day when Master comes back, he can also find yourself already preparing the places, coming as a child, as someone that does not even know anything. Yeah. But his places are prepared because the people on earth, they obeyed and did the job. And when Master needs something done on earth, he will also cry out to his fathers, to the Most High. Why do we call the Most High Father? Because he's a forefather. He's a father. And why we call them Maleki instead brothers? Because we are supposed to call our brothers. That's why we call them angels, which is another word also for brother. Maleki. Leki means brother. My brothers. You want to go to war without your brothers, without your spiritual powers, and say, oh, Jesus will help me? That's a problem. You see? So, let me go to John. We have some questions, brothers and sisters. No, that's not so easy to understand, but you guys have to prepare so that so that you one day do not ask me again if we start. By the way, I have a complete teaching on the Vate. This will be on the Vate, which means the people that are sensible to receive spirits and to do the gifts of the Most High. If you go to the book of Acts, you're gonna see the gifts of the Most High, right? And the gifts of the Most High only works through if you're sensible to receive the spirits, then you can do those gifts. One of the gifts that is very, very important that the most of the people do not understand is the spirit, to know if the spirit inside of you is from the Most High or not. This spirit is very, very important. Why? This gift is very, very important. Why? Even in heaven, the angels, they were all holy in the beginning, but later they became wicked. Which means it is very, very important to how can I explain? Discern, who's saying what? Which spirit is speaking here now? Because the prophet spirits are with the people on earth, when we pray, and the spiritual world is down here. They come down and visit and listen, and they know our problems. They know that. And so if you fall in spirit and you wants to transmit the message that the Most High gave you, the prophecy or the knowledge, people must be around there also, maybe 2 or 3 or even more in spirit, to see if is this discern. They have to discern, is this message from the Most High or not? It's in the Bible. It's written there. This is what our forefathers did, our elders. When someone speaks, they heard him first. What did he say? Is it right? Do some people come from far? Do they really come to fight us? Let's see. What does the star say? What does the Most High say? Let us pray. Let us get discernment. Let us understand. Because some messages comes from the devil. Some messages are not true. Feelings, emotions, etc., etc. That what the world fears is that, for the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Most High as the waters covers the sea. This knowledge will be spiritual, brothers and sisters. As they went out there to start doing witchcraft, and I tell you, they do. The nations do. To invoke and to get knowledge, how to build their houses, how to build bombs, how to give us wicked foods, how to become rich. This is how the Most High will teach us now how to heal our people, how to protect our people, which is also building weapons, protecting our people by building houses, political strength. We're gonna have the knowledge how to cultivate, do gardens, taking our things from the earth, minerals, and everything with the spirit of the Most High, brothers and sisters, and not by the knowledge of man. Brother Trey.
Okay, so when we get talking about the spiritual knowledge, so when you're actually being spoken to in the spirit by yiseka'yah angels, then what is that symbolic of? What is that basically trying to get you to understand in that regard as to your purpose or what needs to be done on your side?
Okay. Now let us read.
I didn't hear it. Did you answer? I didn't hear.
What we have to do on our side, I told you guys before, when you wants to be anointed, if you wants to to start becoming a mediator or becoming someone that understands the spiritual world or is sensible. Not everyone has the gift to become a vase, right? Vase, right? A vate. Vase is like a bottle where the spirits can come and jump in and start speak. Not everyone is blessed to become a warrior. Not everyone is blessed to become a scientist or a healer or whatever. So all this can also only be invoked if people are together, and among you guys you have already people that are gunzas, angels, prophets, or whatever we would call these people, so that when you start calling the spirit down, you automatically, it can be today or after time, that what is inside of you comes out, and you start now working with your gift. This is what must be done. In the churches, like I said, it happens sometimes that one or two people starts now vibrating and hearing the voice of the Most High, but later they will start putting it down so that you can't work on it because they don't really want the Most High Spirit to speak. Okay, I don't know why we don't have so many people knowing those things. I sometimes I'm very fascinated how the Most High hide in front of the world his gifts or the spirit of the Most High, how it works. Because here and mostly in Africa, the people they are not you know, they can't wonder if someone knocks on your door and these young people, they know how to sing like angels, songs that they never heard, they hear it, starts writing songs down, of the Most High, because the songs comes also from the heaven, you know. But in the West, it's like you just go to church, you pray, you hear Bible verses, and the spirit doesn't even come out. It doesn't even show itself. I do not understand that. I really don't, you know. But what I know is that if the spirit comes out in the West somewhere and this assembly or church is not spiritual, you will be fought. You will be called crazy. They will hate you. Yeah. That's why he said you will be kicked out of churches. Yeah. Because of the spirit. No.
The fall of Satan. The extraordinary qualities with which Adam was blessed, physical and spiritual as well, aroused the envy of the angels. They attempted to consume him with fire, and he would have perished had not the protecting of the hand of Yakango rested upon him and established peace between him and the heavenly host. In particular, Satan was jealous of the first man, and his evil thoughts finally led to his fall. After Adam had been endowed with a soul, Yakango invited all the angels to come and pay him reverence and homage. Satan was the greatest of the angels in heaven, with 12 wings instead of 6 like all the others, refused to pay heed to the best refused to pay heed of Congo, saying, "Thou didst create us angels from the splendor of Shekinah, and now thou dost command us to cast ourselves down before the creature which thou didst fashion out of the dust of the ground." Yakongo answered, "Yet this dust of the ground was made more wisdom and understanding than thou." Satan demanded a trial of wit with Adam, and Congo assented thereunto, saying, "I have created beasts, birds, and reptiles. I shall have them come before thee and before Adam. If thou art able to give them names, I shall command Adam to show honor unto thee. And if thou shalt rest next to the Shekinah of my glory, and thou shalt rest next to the
So
Shekinah
here
of my
the
glory."
Most High is saying, hey, yo, Satan, do you think that you are more than man? Because a man is spirit and he is flesh, not only spirit. So what happens here is that Shatani are now, he's now saying to Satan, call now the names of the animals. If you can name them, now I will give you all the glory that you want, brothers and sisters.
But if not, and Adam calls them by the names I have assigned them, then thou wilt be subject to Adam, and he shall have a place in my garden and cultivate it. Thus spake Congo, and he betook himself to paradise, Satan following him. When Adam beheld Congo, he said to his wife, oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before Congo, our maker. Now Satan attempted to assign names to the animals. He failed with the first two that presented themselves, the ox and the cow. Congo led two others before him, the camel and the donkey, with the same result. Then Congo turned to Adam and questioned him regarding the names of the same animals, framing his question in such wise that the first letter of the word was the same as the first letter of the name of the animal standing before him. Thus Adam divined the proper name, and Satan was forced to acknowledge the superiority of the first man. Nevertheless, he broke out in wild outcries that reached the heavens, and he refused to do homage to Adam as he had been bidden. The host of the angels led by him did likewise. In spite of the urgent representations of Michael, who the first to prostrate himself before Adam in order to show a good example to the other angels, Michael addressed Satan, give adoration to the image of Congo. But if thou does it not, then the king of heaven's Congo will break out in wrath against thee. Satan replied, if he breaks out in wrath against me, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Congo, and I will be like the Most High. And once Congo flung Satan and his hosts out of heaven down to earth, and from that moment dates the enmity between Satan and man.
You see? And this is the true fight that we are fighting. Brothers and sisters, people may believe it or not. People can say whatever they want against the Bible or it's just stories. But me, myself, I am a witness. I saw what the white people told me. I saw what the world, I can see still today, two worlds. I know what is, that the man is not just flesh, but he's also spirit. I know the problems of the world. And there is a fight that is happening between us, and Satan. The Most High is just in the midst there. He's just there in the midst. It's us. So now people will start crying to the Most High, Father, Father God, give me that, give me that, give me that. And the Most High is like, no, in the beginning, I give it to you already. Do you understand? So you have everything already. These angels are weaker than you, that you're fighting, and you can't fight them. Why? Do you get this? And then it comes, keep my commandments, because he said, if you will keep my commandments and do everything what I wanted, you would never go and come to this place so that Satan can beat you up. Hey. Did you understand that? This is the fall of man. The fight is not between Satan and the Most High, brothers and sisters. It's between Satan and Adam. It has nothing to do with Jesus, brothers and sisters. Forget this part. Yeah? Because if it is said that he took the key to save us, we are not saved. No one is saved here. We are still at war. Yeah? But I know that we are born again, and in this born again, the Most High is giving us bodies so that we can bring this world back as it was before. And this is what you call heaven. Heaven is also on earth, brothers and sisters. The paradise was on earth, which was the heaven. Okay. So now, yeah, it's good to have some books, right? Everything is written here, very clear.
The fall of the angels. The depravity of man, which began to show itself in the time of Enosh, had increased monstrously in the time of his grandson Jared, by reason of the fallen angels. When the angels saw the beautiful, attractive daughters of men, they lusted after them and spoke, "We will choose wives for ourselves only from among the daughters of men, and beget children with them." Their chief Shemazi said, "I fear me, ye will not put this plan of ours into execution, and I alone will be left to suffer the consequences of a great sin." Then they answered him and said, we will all swear an oath, and we will bind ourselves separately all together, not to abandon the plan, but to carry it out to the end. So 200 of the angels descended into the Mount of Hermon, which owes its name to his very occurrence, because they bound themselves together to fulfill their purpose on the penalty of Haram anathema. Under the leadership of 20 captains, they defiled themselves with the daughters of men, and to whom they taught charms, conjuring formulas, how to cut roots, and the efficiency of plants, from the efficacy of plants. The issue from these mixed marriages was a race of giants, 3,000 ells tall, who consumed the possessions of man. When all had vanished and they could obtain nothing more from them, the giants turned against man and devoured many of them. And the remnant of men began to trespass against the birds, beasts, reptiles, and fishes, eating their flesh and drinking their blood. Then the earth complained about the impetuous evildoers, but the fallen angels continued to corrupt mankind. Azazel taught men how to make slaughtering knives, arms, shields, and coats of mail. He showed them metals and how to work with them, and armlets and all sorts of trinkets, and the use of rouge for the eyes, and how to beautify the eyelids, and how to ornament themselves with the rarest and the most precious jewels of all sorts of paints. The chief of the fallen angels, Shemazi, instructed them in exorcisms and how to cut roots. Amoras taught them how to raise spells, Morocco divination from the stars, Kawakabel astrology, yiseka'yah, Aruguri from the clouds, Arakiel, the signs of the earth, Samasawel, the signs of the sun, and Serial, the signs of the moon.
As you can see, yeah, we are not wrestling against flesh and blood, yeah, but we are really wrestling against superior beings that are in humans today, yeah, and these people are doing well. They are building their own paradise here on earth. So now, when we want to fight these individuals, we have to be prepared. And that's why the Most High is talking about wear the armor of the Most High, the shield, the helmet, and this is where our people have to start learning about our spirituality. And the only people that have kept this spirituality are the Levites. And we have to go and to find these Levites, and they have to teach us again, because some of them are still there and have to teach our people war and spirituality and laws and all these kind of things. Yeah. We have to be taught again from the heavens, from the spiritual world. Not only reading scriptures like a man, but listening now more to what the Spirit says. And I'm not talking about YouTube prophets like, oh, I have a dream or something like that. No, I'm talking about hearing, oh yeah, now I hear what the prophet Spirit says. When you hear what Muhammad said, he said he heard from the angel Gabriel, and that's why he could read, he could write, the other guy could write the Quran. If we hear what the people of the scriptures say, they say the scriptures is written by angels. When you see what Paul and all of them did, they were listening to the Spirit, and so they could start writing. So the thing is, we have to hear the Spirit, not the evil, but the righteous Spirit has to teach us again. When will we open up for that? Yeah, when will we accept our spirituality and start hearing again, like it was before, on fire, on moon days, hearing from the Most High what He really wants us to do? And it will come very soon, especially in the land of the Most High. It will come. The Most High will help.
While all these abominations defile the earth, the pious Enoch lived in a secret place. None among men knew his abode or what had become of him, for he was sojourning with the angel watchers and holy ones. Once he heard the call addressed to him, Enoch, thou scribe of justice, go unto the watchers of the heavens, who have left the high heavens, the eternal place of holiness, defiling themselves with women, doing as men do, taking wives unto themselves, and casting themselves into the arms of destruction upon the earth. Go and proclaim unto them that they shall find neither peace nor pardon. For every time they take joy in their offspring, they shall see the violent death of their sons and sigh over the ruin of their children. They shall pray and supplicate evermore, but never shall they attain peace or mercy. Enoch replied to Isaiah and the other fallen angels to announce the doom uttered against them. They all were filled with fear, trembling seized upon them, and they implored Enoch to set up a petition for them and read it to the Lord of heaven, for they could not speak with the Most High as aforetime, nor even raise their eyes towards heaven for shame or account of their sins. Enoch granted their request, and the vision he was vouched to answer, which he was to carry back to the angels, it appeared to Enoch that he was wafted into the heavens upon clouds, or lifted to the heavens upon clouds, and was set down before the throne of Kintuadi. And the Most High spake, go forth and say to the watchers of heaven, who have sent thee hither to intercede for them. Verily, it is you who ought to plead behalf of men, not men in behalf of you. Why did ye forsake the Most High, holy, the eternal heavens, to pollute yourselves with the daughters of men, taking wives unto yourselves, doing like the races of the earth, and begetting sons, giants begotten of flesh and spirit, will be called evil spirits on the earth, and on the earth will be their dwelling place. Evil spirits proceed from their bodies, because they are created from above, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primal origin. They will be evil spirits on earth, and evil spirits will they be named. And the spirits of heaven have their dwelling in heaven, and the spirits of earth, which were born upon the earth, have their dwelling on the earth. And the spirits of giants will devour, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and cause destruction on the earth, and work affliction. They will take no kind of food, nor will they thirst, and they will be invisible. And these spirits will rise up against the children of men and against the women, because they have proceeded from them. Since the days of murder and destruction and the death of the giants, when the spirits went forth from the soul of their flesh in order to destroy without incurring judgment. This will they destroy until the day when the great consummation of the great world be consummated. And now, as to the watchers who have sent thee to intercede for them, who had been aforetime in heaven, say to them, you have been in heaven, and though hidden things had not been revealed to you, you know worthless mysteries, and in the hardness of your hearts you have recounted these to the woman. And through these mysteries, women and men work much evil on the earth. Say to them, therefore, you have no peace.
Yes. So, brothers and sisters, I hope you understood this story. For some of you guys, it may be new, but I think for some people, they know the stories already. Yeah. Okay. Who knew this story?
I knew
Yeah.
some.
Yes,
Some of it.
I heard it, but you know how you hear something or you read something, and this was a little bit more easier explanation of it.
Exactly. But now you know what kind of power Adam had, right?
Ah,
And this is the power that we have. This is the power of the melanated people have. This is the power that the first human had, that was created out of clay. Yeah, you guys have to understand this. Yeah, and yeah, today we are not so powerful. Miza kimbo watu yimbilang kunga mieto miatondanga